This is the future.
I know there are tons of weapons in the game that can be considered meta right now, and hell, just like what I have said in my past video, I think there are no gun right now that can be considered as a mastery rank fodder because we got weapon arcanes, more powerful gun mods, and lately, Angels of Zariman update did add caustic strike and magnetic flare that removes armor and shield respectively. This makes most enemies in the game stupidly easy to kill right now, that even those mastery rank fodder weapons can deal decent damage to them. However, I can't argue the fact that those meta weapons become more meta right now, and if mastery rank fodder weapons deal decent damage, those meta weapons can destroy the game's toughest challenge easily. But, hear me out, not all meta weapons are versatile and great. Not all weapons that deal massive damage are versatile. Some may be good in dealing damage to star chart enemies, or those mobs that scale to 100 level, but they fall short on those special units, especially the XMS units. There are also the higher level sentients, the demolished units, the amalgams, and other special units coming from different factions in the game. In addition to this, not all are giant slayers, or what we often call boss killers. There are only a few weapons in the game that can deal huge damage not only to trash mobs, but also to mini-bosses, and big bosses. However, I'm happy to tell you that the most versatile endgame weapon right now is farmable, and it can be obtained in the Angels of Zariman update. I'm talking about the Laetum, one of the evolving weapons in the game. So far, this evolving pistol is very handy not just on steel path levels, but also in killing bosses in the game. It can shred the steel path version of Rock Pololist, the Eidolons, other star chart bosses, and as well as mini-bosses in steel path levels and beyond. It can even be used against demolished units, if you wish to go endless and farm relics, or you just want to see level 9999 of these mini-bosses in the game. The same goes with acolytes and other mini-bosses, and bosses in open world areas. After testing it for a couple of weeks, the only boss I got to encounter that pose a challenge to the Laetum is the Steel Path Zealoid Prelate. Even with a gas build, or viral, this enemy is really tough to beat with the Laetum. Other than that, the Laetum can dismantle everything, ranging from trash mobs to mini-bosses, and then big bosses in the game. Now let's talk about evolution for my Laetum. The evolution 1 is the Incarnate mode, which is the standard one for all of us. For the second evolution, for me, I chose to go with Marksman's Hands for the negative recoil. If you pair this with the 60% negative recoil from Steady Hands mod, then you will have a no recoil Laetum for easier headshots, which then allows you to build up the Incarnate form and use it. On its third evolution, I have chosen Lethal Rearmament for the reload speed. Take note that instead of drawing from the Laetum's ammo reserves, Incarnate form gives the Laetum a 216 round magazine, indicated by a bar underneath the reticle. This means you need to burn the 216 round first before going back to the normal form. What I aim here is that for the normal form to have fast shots and reload so I can build up the Incarnate form fast. Another good thing about the evolving weapon is that you can actually save up the Incarnate mode in bosses like Eidolons. It doesn't deplete, since it's not duration based, and you can unload all 216 rounds to the bosses if you pleased. Just a quick tip on Eidolon hunting. The Incarnate build-up can be done by hitting Vom Valist units. Getting back into the evolution, I have Incarnate Efficiency as its fourth evolution for obvious reasons. And lastly, Devouring Attrition is the fifth evolution for various reasons. One of them is that the damage bonus is multiplicative to base damage bonuses such as Hornet Strike. This means it's slightly better compared to Overwhelming Attrition, as it's not like Hornet Strike and you can do more damage with it, especially when you have other damage mods, or even damage buffing abilities. Quick experimentation would be just using an Overwhelming Attrition build versus a Devouring Attrition build against Noxiximus and seeing the difference on the DPS part. But wait, squad leader, how about Fenma? The primary evolving weapon can also have the Devouring Attrition evolution. Doesn't it make a good versatile endgame weapon also? I might say yes on that, but man, the mods in primary are nowhere near as good as the mods of secondary weapons. Just take a look at how much the damage bonus of Serration over Hornet Strike, and, if you compare the total damage, at mean max builds, of both Fenma and Laetum, you will see a big difference. Now, let's talk about builds. For trash mobs, or usually dealing with steel path levels and acolytes, and would suggest a galvanized setup. But since we will not be using critical based builds here, I would suggest not to go with any galvanized critical chance mods, nor the normal primed variant of critical mods for secondaries. Overall, I can say that Laetum is by far the best evolving weapon that Digital Extremes have added to the game. And honestly, I can say that it's one of the best versatile endgame weapons that you can own now. I'm just hoping that the other evolving weapons that Digital Extremes will release in the future will not follow the same path as the first three. What I mean is, they should make something interesting and not just devouring attrition deja vu. I hope that the upcoming evolving dagger and evolving shotgun will have something new to offer. Now, let me know your thoughts about the video in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.